Well, welcome back to Life on Cars. Hope you're all well. I'm going to be working on the MR2 again today. Remember, a couple of videos back, I mentioned that the tachograph, the RPM gauge on the clocks is not working. And it's been like that since I got the car. Now, doing some research online, it would appear that it is repairable, but we need to get into the electronics and check out what's going on. So come on, let's give it a go and find out what it's all about. Let's go. So after doing a bit of research on the internet, it would appear that one of the things that can cause this faulty tachograph is bad capacitors, which are on the circuit board behind the instrument pack. So for the price of the capacitors, which is basically, I think they were about £5, it's got to be worth a go, hasn't it? So what you're going to watch me do next is I'll be back in the house with the clocks already out. I'm going to take the steering wheel off as well, because the steering wheel is kind of in the way of getting the clocks and the trims out. But you'll see me replace the steering wheel on a different video anyway. So yeah, I'm going to take the clocks out and then you'll catch up with me back in the house. So these are what I bought for the job. So these little tiny capacitors here, and if you're wondering what I got, so Electrorad 105C 10UF 25 Vs. I bought 6 in total. They were 10 pence each. So yeah, very cheap. So fingers crossed these will do the job. All right, we've got the speedo unit extracted. So wish me luck on this one, guys. We're going to strip it down and see if we can find these dodgy capacitors and fix the rev counter. Keep everything crossed. I think these end brackets will need to come off first. There's quite a few videos on YouTube showing various people repairing these, so good old YouTube give me a heads up about this. So most of the ones I've seen on YouTube have been successful, so hopefully we will be too. So I don't think I need to take the front off, because I think all that will just come away in one piece if I release all these little clips here around the edges. Kind of little pushy innie clips. It's coming. Okay. Stage one. that to one side. So it looks like we need to take these 3 screws out now, and that should allow us to extract the RPM gauge from the cluster. There we are. Right. Set the gauge back to one side and have a look at this. So it looks like these are the 2 capacitors that I need to change. This one here and that one there. So it'll be a case of desoldering here and here, and that one there looks like these 2 here, there and there. I've just noticed that there is a, I don't know if you can make that out, there's like a silver line there which I think is identifying the pole, and there is another one on there as well. So I'm going to have a look at my new ones to see if they've got a silver line on them, because that's the direction that they'll need to be refitted. See there, silver line on it. Here's my new one. So that gold stripe, that is the negative pole. So I'm presuming on here that the same will apply. So that that will be the negative. So I just need to make sure I get these back in the right way around. Alright, I've just managed to desolder one, and as you can see, I've got the new one poking through with the 2 legs. So I just need to blob a bit of solder on there now, and then that'll be the new one on that side installed. That's got him. That's the first one in. Obviously I'll trim these legs off when we're done. Alright, just got the second one out and got the new one in place, ready for some more solder. I was just thinking this is probably going to be become the norm, isn't it, for 1980s, 1990s, where we're starting to use electronic components. If we're going to want to keep these classics going, then we're going to have to do probably more of this sort of stuff in the future. Well, that looked successful. I think that's got it. So there's our two new capacitors soldered into place. Let's hope I've got the polarity right, and trim those legs off and then put it back together, see what happens. As you can see, there's a fair bit to take off to get this gauge cluster out, but I've just plugged it in. I've not obviously screwed it back together yet, and I'm going to try it. Guys, please keep everything crossed. Oh, yes, yes, it's working. Yes, get in. Oh man, pleased about that. Yes, happy days. Oh, that's fantastic. So these early Mark IIs, they have a cable driven speedo, and you basically got to try and reach your hand when the clocks are in. You've got to try, the way I go through that air vent, and you've got to try and basically reach your hand in and unclip it by squeezing that tab. So that's going to be a bit fiddly to put back on, but that's why you'll see me reaching in there in a minute. So we've got to plug the connectors in first. Like so. And then we need to manoeuvre the cluster somewhere near back in. So I've got to basically try and you'll feel it clicking. I think mine's just gone on. Ow! Whoa, that's uncomfortable. The other thing I've done while I've had the clocks out is replace all the bulbs that light the dash up. So, because I had a couple of them that were out, so that's a lot brighter now. So all I need to do now is get these. So there's a screw in the cluster there. There's a screw there. 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 And then there's this upper trim that goes up inside there. And what you have to do is pop the lower trim out, just so that you can get the grill trims and everything past. You will have to take that trim out there because it sort of carries on around here and blocks the screw hole, so that the vent trim that goes around the radio, all that has to come out. And to get that out, you have to move your gear stick out the way as well. So yeah, but it's fairly easy to do. So we'll start putting some screws back in. Alright, I've just plugged the hazard light switch back in and the cigarette lighter switch. But I'm not going to click that in yet because this one has to go in first. It's a bit awkward, this one. You've got to try and pop it in. That's it. Just make sure that's gone on right around the key. And that just sits. Over there, and then we've got to put that last screw in there. Everything has to go back in a certain way on these. So if quite often if you put that one in there, then obviously once this goes back on you can't see that. So let's get that one in. That's it. Alright, that's that all in. Secure. Air vents back in, that's working fine. Right, we just need to click all this back together now. Okay. Put the screws in the bottom of here now. The ashtray. Click this back in. Click the gear gator back in. I just click this back in now. Couple of last screws. Under here and under here. Right, well chuffed with that. So happy that's fixed and the rev count is sorted now. That's brilliant. So next job is I'm going to put an aftermarket sporty little steering wheel on. I've already changed the gear knob because that was looking a bit tatty, so I put this nice little black aluminium one on. But yeah, super happy. Well, there we go then. As you can see, I'm quite happy that that's fixed the tachograph. I had no idea if it was going to fix it or not, but I'm guessing there was probably one of those two capacitors was probably bad because the tacho was just moving a tiny bit. If you look back on some of the videos, like when we took the car for an MOT, you can see it does go up a little bit, but it wasn't responding properly. So yeah, I reckon there was probably one bad capacitor in there. Anyway, they both changed now and the rev gauge is working perfectly. So another win for the MR2. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you got something out of it. And if you did, give us a like and subscribe. That would be fantastic. And there'll be more episodes coming along very soon on the MR2 and other projects that we're on the go with on Life on Cars. Take care, drive safely, and we'll see you all again very soon. Bye bye.